Hey guys, and welcome back. This week is Mystery Guitar Build Part 2. So we're going to be looking at the headstock and a few other little bits. So sit back with a coffee and enjoy Mystery Guitar Build Part 2. Welcome back. Right, now what I've done here is, remember I was saying about this curve and that curve might need to be moved out a bit wider. Well, it's been bugging me, so what I've decided to do is be a little bit clever, and I thought I'm not going to be able to settle this until I've actually sorted this out. I wanted to know if I could get these two strings up with, getting them past these two here, if there was going to be enough room. So what I've actually done is been a little bit ingenious. I made this. It is a full-size headstock, as you can see. Basically all I've done is I've just traced around this one onto another piece of paper, cut that out, put this onto it, glued it onto a bit of that backing board you find in photo frames. Cut it out with a Stanley knife very, very carefully. Drilled the holes for the tuning pegs, stuck it to a little bit of off-cut piece of wood I had lying around, made a little temporary makeshift nut, again out of another piece of wood, couple of wooden dowels with holes drilled in, and some old guitar strings. And as you can see, yes, they are touching slightly on the outside dowels, these two dowels here, but it's not going to make a difference because these dowels are actually thicker than the head of a tuning peg, and if you look at a tuning peg, it is slightly curved anyway, before you get to the hole at the top. So I should have enough clearance on these to get away with it. The next thing I'm going to try and do is actually take these dowels out and put a actual set of tuners into this to see what kind of clearance I've got from the peg to the outside of the headstock for the actual tuning head twisty knobby bit to go there. Here I'm pretty sure I'm going to be okay. Here I'm pretty sure again I should be okay. But I have got room to move the holes out slightly if I have to. Again, if I do that, it's not going to weaken the headstock too much because of the fact that this headstock is going to be between 14 and 15 mil thick anyway. So I should have enough material there to, once I drill the holes through it, it's not going to snap. So yeah, it's worked quite well. They're held in place with. The strings are held in place with just two bits of wood clamped together with two screws, which is now starting to split. But this was only a mock-up anyway, just to see what was actually going to happen, and if I've got enough room to get away with doing it. And I'm quite happy with how it's turned out. Yeah, I did stain it blue as well, just for a bit of fun. But yeah, it's come out well. Strings are in line. All fit in the nut slots very, very well. And they're pretty straight as well. So I mean, we all take the mickey out of Gibson because of tuning stability across the nut and the angle from the nut to each tuning peg that Gibson have got. The strings aren't straight. These are actually pretty straight. It's only really at the top end here they slightly bow out, and it's only ever slight bow. But yeah. It's worked quite well. This nut's a lot thicker than it needs to be as well. And there is a slight angle on this headstock as well. I have put a slight, don't know how well that's coming out. There is a slight break angle on it as well. I don't know what the degrees is, I just literally roughly cut it just to put an angle on there. But we will be looking at somewhere between a 10, 12 degree break angle on the neck, well, on the headstock, sorry. Yeah, and then hopefully a 3 or 4 degree angle on break angle actually on the neck itself, from the neck pocket of the body. So yeah, on to the next step. Right guys, so next bit, I want to work out what size truss rod I need to put in this. It's going to be a dual action truss rod anyway. Most standard truss rods are about 440mm, 460mm, but I want to see which one of the two I can get into this guitar, and then I can start ordering me truss rods. So what you need to do is measure from the inside of the nut to the back end of the fretboard. If you look at truss rods, most of them run the full length of the fretboard. I'm going to need a truss rod cover because the truss rod access is going to be up on the headstock here, and I'm not doing it down here, which means taking a pickup out. I don't like that idea because it's too much messing about just to do a truss rod adjustment. I'd rather have it up here where you just remove the truss rod cover and then you've got access to it. So, get me trusty long ruler, put it on the centre line on the inside edge of the nut. Trying to do this one-handed is really difficult. Right, so we are now on the inside edge of the nut, coming down to the back end of the fretboard, which is where the pickup starts as well, which is 460. So, like I said, standard truss rods are about 440, which puts the end of my truss rod right here on the 21st fret. So, I know a 440mm dual action truss rod will fit into this neck. So that's made my life a little bit easier. I don't have to make a custom truss rod. Next question is going to be, what pickups do I use? Obviously they're going to be humbuckers, and I do have something special in mind for these pickups, but what humbuckers do I want? Do I want Seymour Duncans? Do I want DiMarzio's? Who knows? We'll have to find out. I've already sourced the bridge. I know exactly what bridge I'm using. It's a Wilkinson wraparound bridge, funny enough. But saying that, I have seen another bridge. I can't remember the make, but I've seen another bridge I quite fancy. So, I'm going to have to decide. But yeah. So, worked out truss rod, we've worked out the headstock. We know that these two tuners are going to be absolutely fine. We've got clearance for the strings. These two might have to move out ever so slightly. I'm talking a mil at the most from the centre. So we're okay there. The headstock, it was a pain in the backside to cut out, but we've got it all sorted. The mock-up works well. I don't know what to do with that mock-up. Really don't know what to do with it. It's currently sitting on the side, and I just left it there. I don't know what to do with it. I'll find a use for it. I might stick it on the wall or something. But yeah, anyway, besides the point. Headstock's done. Pickups, jury's out. Bridge, jury's out. Truss rod, we know what the truss rod is. Inlays, still thinking, still don't know what I'm going to do, whether it's just a 12 fret inlay or I'm doing all of them. Don't know. But yeah, so next step for this is going to be making the templates. So there we go, guys. Part 2 come to an end. So next week we'll be looking at templates and making templates out of plywood or MDF. I don't know which one I'm going to use yet. As we speak, I am currently editing part 2. So yep, tune in next time for part 3. I'm losing track of which one we're on now. Part 3, which is templates and maybe a few other bits and bobs. In the meantime, follow me on Instagram, follow me on Facebook, just type in UK Luthiery and it'll pop up, and yeah, have a look. There's always stuff going up on there, and if you want to message me about any questions you've got, guitar related, please don't hesitate to do it. Until next time, keep rocking.